Welcome to Home Studio Quickies, the show where I answer a question that's either recent or relevant and will hopefully be helpful to everyone in the answering of this question. I'm your host. This is my messy studio. Let's get into it. Our first question of the day, Mr. JBP Music 2005. You haven't scrolled through all the actions. There is a stop function. All right, so what he's talking about is my video on how to set up transport controls on the key station, but it will also work on my Mo XF. So let's take a look at that. First of all, I need to enable the remote control DAW. Yeah, there's a button right here. You can't see that clearly, but that's DAW remote. Enable that, and then I will go to the actions, show action list. All right, so we want transport, so we're going to type transport. All right, so we have play, and let's see, I think we go to add, and then we'll go, there we go. Play. This is play stop. Okay. And I'm going to scroll down and see if there's one that says just stop. And there it is. I had not noticed that one before. Let's come in a little closer. There's stop. Okay, and I will add, oh wait, I have to hit add, click add, and then we'll push stop. Okay, you are 100% right, Mr. JB. Let's see, what do we need? We also need fast forward. We need go to the beginning. Okay, so increase, pause, play, skip time, select play, pause. Record, we need to enable record. So Command R, and let's add another one, and we'll say record. Okay, so this will have both commands. Now notice I didn't. It's also Command R on the Mac on the keyboard, so that one will still work. Is there a pause button? There's not a pause button. And then we have the forward and back. So let's see, rewind a little bit. Command left. I'm also going to add a command, and it will be this one. All right. And then, let's see, there needs to be a fast forward a little bit. Come on. Well, let's be specific here. So fast forward a little bit. That saves you scrolling time. Let's go add. Okay. All right. Okay, and then we have our selection. Now, in order to use this, let's pull up something here. Our instrument, which you've been hearing. And we will push the button forward. Hit stop. Well, first stop playing, then hit stop. Okay. And then we'll come over here and we will say, yes, I want to save all. And then just so we can see what we're doing, we're actually going to come out here, close that up, and then I'm going to zoom. Right. I'm going to hit play. Let's rewind a little bit. Okay, now It would be nice if I could get it to stop doing. Now, this one I haven't assigned, which is that of going all the way to the beginning. And I would like to assign that. But I don't have the setup for that yet. So, yeah, there it is. If you scroll down, you will find stop. You could also type in the action list. We could type in stop. So once again, action, show action list. Transport. You want to make sure that you, if I can spell it right, that's not it. Transport. You want to make sure that you use this search function because it will save you a lot of scrolling. There are hundreds, possibly thousands of actions. And so we have play, and then you stop, right? And it's right there. And let's see, skip. No. I will find another one that puts it right to the beginning. But this is how you do it. And then, of course, you click add, as we've been doing. Okay, go to start of project. Okay, so you click add, and then I'm going to assign now that special key. Okay, all right. And then I'm done. You can hit run or these other things. I imagine you can create new actions. There's a whole wealth of adjustments that you can do in Reaper that I haven't explored yet myself. But this one I found helpful. So if we want to jump to the beginning, there we go. It's jumping to the beginning. And then if we want to go forward, we want to play. Stop, and play will resume from there. But if we don't want to do that, we go back to the beginning. Now, how do we get it to stop making that noise? That will be my next discovery that I will make on this. Okay, let us go to our next question. The Old Dog wants to know how to tune the percussion. There's only one hit. Taking the sample on the piano roll. Okay, so this is in reference to the Native Instruments percussion symphony from Symphony Essentials. So we're going to pull that up and we're going to take a look at it. Now, what I said in answer to this question is that if you put them in the piano roll, it will actually change the sounds because there's only one sound. Each note is a different sound. And so if you put it in the piano roll editor, you're actually going to move the note. And instead of being this, it's going to be something like that. Or okay, so let's go ahead and look at it. All right. Here we have Symphony Essentials percussion. And for the sake of this illustration, we could use the tom, but we have the bass drum. So how do we tune it? Well, let's record it. Let's actually skip over here so we don't hear the piano. Let's record. Okay, and then let's stop. All right. Now, because that didn't have the piano keys, it didn't play anything. So let's open the piano roll. And so we have this sound. Now, if we move it, as I said, it's an entirely different sound. So there's the flam. If we move it, maybe in between sounds. Now it's the tremolo. So doing it in the piano roll is not going to change the tone on this instrument. The way you would tune it, I think, would be this thing that says tune, which I didn't know at the time I was making the video on it. So let's pick it. And then we can bring it down. Okay, and that is how you tune the drums in Symphony Essentials. Right there in the front panel. Hopefully that helps. It certainly helped me just now. So, next question. Hey, like the video. The 61 is what it is. Speaking of the key station 61. May I suggest that you use wrist flexion to get your velocities up? At the moment, you have rigidity in your arms and it's holding you back, my friend. Wrist flexion as a way to increase my velocity. Okay, let's try that. So let us first put us back to a piano. That will help tremendously. All right. Now, so it's saying my velocities are being held back because I'm doing this instead of this, probably. And that can get you up, but that only goes so far. And I was operating on a very light plastic key, so the way, and this are not my own thoughts only. This is how I was trained in piano. Your wrist is like in a string, so you go, and it doesn't move. Because when you go like this, not only can that damage. Now, I'm not talking about the piano players that go. That's all flourish. That's for a little extra flair and style in their playing. But when you play like this, and you're going like this, perhaps this is not very good on the wrist long term. So your power, you're sitting on the edge of your seat, leaned in forwards. Now you can see I'm moving my wrists a little bit, just you know, feeling the music. But to say that the best way to get velocity is to go like this, like. It may be slightly subjective, but I've found that that the playing the way I do is actually a little bit more effective, and actually on a heavier keyboard like this one, which is a lot heavier than the key station, it's easier to play. It's easier to play with this method. It's kind of hard on the key station. It's already. You can't press the keys as lightly as you can on this, and so your volume is automatically going to be slightly louder. It's a whole different feel. But yeah, that's my answer. That is, you don't get a vote. No, there's not a problem with my technique, generally speaking. So I will continue to play as I've been playing. Next question: how to share music without using share computer sound on Zoom using Focusrite. All right. And I did actually have an answer for that, and I said you would have to connect your music player to one of the Scarlett's inputs, and they went on to ask, are you able to give some instructions? So here it is. I will attempt to give some instruction. First of all, I would say you probably would want to use the share desktop audio is probably the best, unless the music you're sharing is not on your desktop, and that may be the situation that we're dealing with. And so using the Scarlett, or really any audio interface, you would want to take a cable, much like this one here. This is a 1/4 inch, and that will go into the inputs on your Scarlett, like this. We're putting it in input 2 just because that's the one that's close. All right, we'll make sure it goes in all the way, like I just didn't. All the way in. Okay. That input is now securely inside of the input to the Scarlett. And then you'll take your other end of the cable and you'll connect this end of the cable to your player. Now, most players don't have, this is a 1/4-inch connection, and the 1/4 inch is rather large. It's like the input on the, it is the input on the front of the Scarlett, in addition to the XLR. You'll probably need to use an adapter, which I've shown before. Then you can connect that to the headphone jack of your player, which could be your phone, it could be your MP3 player, stereo tape player if you have one of those. And that's how you would connect that there. The second way is if you just want to play it through your microphone that you're talking into. Now, I have Zoom pulled up here. All right, so we'll take a look at how we might do that. So you want to go into your settings, and in this case, we'll go to, we're on the Mac, so it's going to be Command, comma, and then you go to audio, right? And then in this case, I'm using the complete audio, which is actually this one here, and it's similar to the Scarlett in that the inputs and outputs are the same. It just has a little bit more of them. So if you were to use a Scarlett, we would come over here and we would say a Scarlett 2i2. It's the same thing. So you're going to take your music and you're going to play it, put it up to the microphone. I have a microphone over here. And we'll just simply hit play. And that's how you would share it, and your people will be able to hear it. That's if you don't have a headphone jack. Kind of low tech, but it gets the job done. That, by the way, was my Stand Up for Jesus reharm, available on, I believe, all streaming platforms. So there you have it. That is how you would connect a music player to Zoom. How you would share music that is not on your computer. Now, if the music is on your computer, I would highly recommend sharing your desktop audio, because that's going to be the cleanest way to share the music. If not, however, you would plug in to your Scarlett or any other audio interface as I've just shown you, and that is how you would share the music.